SharkyBreath.
He plays video games.
Hello, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. I don't have any good feelings about this, but I'm going to try to talk to Measurehead again. Because last time I talked to him, it was the middle of the night, and I was just in a hurry to, go elsewhere. But I really don't think this is going to go well. I have no idea how to get past this guy, to be honest with you. But, let's at least talk to him some more, I guess. Because that seems like a great idea. Hello, Measurehead.
Last we saw, your race was being superseded by the Seminese.
Something like that. Come on, I just need you to move about 20 centimeters back. Push him out of the way. You're right about all this. Now I just need you to let me go into the harbor. The situation is serious. Your people have probably killed a man and need to talk to your boss. Okay. These are all acting like I haven't said them before, and I don't know if that's just because it's the next day or what. Appeasing him isn't going to do anything. I am not strong enough to push this man out of the way, and I don't think that giving him an invitation to get physical about this is a good idea. Oh boy, okay. I have a suspicion that no matter what I say, this isn't going to go well, but let's just try, alright? Let's at least try. The situation is serious. Let's start with that.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war.
That seems like a terrible idea, Measurehead. Why would I do that? Continue.
Bring your troops to the Seminine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you.
Uh-huh.
When you are gone, we will build a museum for you.
Going out with a bang type of thing. What? Why? I mean, no. Continue?
The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
This guy's terrible. Continue?
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Measurehead's race theory. He would take you as one of his own.
I feel like that we specifically talked about that with Manana, and he specifically mentioned that that didn't go so hot. Right? Good idea. Wouldn't that mean I have to become a Seminese supremacist myself? I don't think he would take me as one of his own, because I'm not one of his own, whether or not I'm a Seminese supremacist. I suppose this is an invitation to have a thought. Seems like a rather self-destructive one, but I guess I'm fond of self-destructive thoughts. Let's at least consider what we're thinking about here. Consider it.
Well, not as such. What you do with a mastery of advanced race theory is up to you. You could reject the findings, sure, or accept them and become an advanced racist.
An advanced racist? Well, great. Don't be such an asshole to your fellow dock workers. Show him the stolen ID. Isn't Everard the union boss white? Know anything about this mug? Show him the mug. Why are you not with the Hardy Boys? What are those tattoos of yours supposed to mean? Conceptualization, subscribe to his advanced race theory. I could actually do that pretty well. Ugh. Physical instrument, formidable 13. Knock him out. Yeah, that's not really happening, huh? Okay, so let's see here. He's not going to go for this because he's not stupid. He's just racist. And those two things are different. I have a... No, he doesn't... I don't know. Okay, let's discuss Everard.
Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this.
Okay.
The race enigma runs much deeper than that.
He turns his eyes toward the harbor, seemingly bored with you. Yeah, but you still serve him. How does that factor into your life? You keep telling yourself that. I'm sorry, of course. I understand now. Deeper. So... The race enigma runs much deeper than that, he says. I'm not sure how hard I want to think about what he's saying, though. You still serve him. He's bored with me because I started to bring it up. If you try and pursue this particular avenue to its summation, it's not going to work out. He's indicating that with his body language. Okay. Both of these options are pursuing that particular angle, and this would be the one where you're trying to appease his method of thought. Deeper. I don't... Are my two options really just either become an advanced racist or physically punch this man until he is unconscious? I don't... I mean, it does seem out of character, right? Considering his worldview, I guess. I'll at least ask, how does it factor into your life that you serve him?
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means.
Okay.
He has the will to confront international capital, which is something your race naivistic communists never did.
Fair enough. International capital. Okay, fair. I guess I would understand more if I was able to talk to him, but I can't do that because of someone. Continue.
Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline.
I see.
Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic.
Uh-huh. I'm no communist. Communism's pretty cool. Individualism is my jam. My jam is a mysterious fourth thing. Enough of this. So, no communism, yes communism, yes individualism, something else, or enough of this. I'm curious what the mysterious fourth thing is, but I suspect what that means is that I can't think what my jam is. Which honestly kind of suits the situation, doesn't it? I'm already dismissed being an actual communist. Individualism. I mean, in as much as I am committed to being a weirdo, I suppose. What's the mysterious fourth thing? That one, please.
Jam. Individualism.
Is it?
You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not?
Have I?
You have picked them up from rock and roll songs?
I've gotten it from disco, actually. It's true, I'm a rock and roll star and a rebel. Youth culture does not affect my thinking. Ah, the rock and roll star and a rebel. Okay, so we're back on that particular path. I thought that I maybe dismissed that with the thought where I determined that I'm not that one rock star, with his star having fallen, but apparently we're still thinking about it. I mean, I suspect if I go down the actually it was disco thing, he's gonna be like, it's all pretty much the same, isn't it? Youth culture does not affect my thinking, huh? Does it not? You definitely dress up like a disco man. I don't know if that counts as youth culture. I guess we're talking about youth culture of the past, youth culture of my youth. Still kind of clinging to it, maybe. Youth culture does not affect my thinking. Does it not? I don't know if I can really make that argument believably. How did I get into this particular... Like, no matter what I bring up with this guy, it seems to go down avenues that I don't really want to talk about. Disco, rock and roll, or youth culture? No. But I guess that's what it comes down to, right? No matter what I say to this guy, it's not going to get me anywhere. Do I try and have confidence? It's not going to impress him. Not at this point. Sure, rock and roll star, why not?
Rock and roll is moribund. Only Koikos listen to it anymore.
Oh, you use that term too.
There is no life left in it. My people abandoned it long ago. It leads only to neurodegenerative herpes and heroin overdoses.
Yeah, you sure do have some opinions, don't you? You also talk all in caps, which is sure a fun thing. Continue.
I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Semines race.
Like you keep mentioning. Okay, I'll ask, who are the Semines? I don't really know who the Semines are. I've recently experienced head trauma. Wonderful. I need to enter the harbor now, on police business. Wonderful. We're done with this line of inquiry. Okay. Well, I suppose... I do tend to like to mention my head trauma. And I would like more information about the Semines, but I'm not sure this is the guy to ask. But I'm sure he'd like to talk about it, maybe? In his own terms. Sure. Tell me about the Semines, Measurehead.
I can see that.
Can you?
The Semines are the South Island race. Haplogroup A4A.
What does that mean?
The rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericarnassus and arrived here 4,000 years ago.
That's quite a while. Continue.
We are the future. That is all you need to know.
I don't feel like that's true, but okay. You do, and that's all that matters here. So you were born and raised on the islands before you moved to Revachol?
I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulimbuir are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Semines women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on immaculate conception from the pale.
What does that mean? The gray mass, waiting on immaculate conception from the pale. What? So you did come from the islands? So you did not come from the islands? Understood. He's not going to give me a straight answer one way or another, I suspect. I don't understand him. Either of these answers, he's just going to mock me for not understanding. Why don't we just have done with it, I guess?
Good.
Good. All right. Kim, what do you think about this? Hey, Kim. Kim, help me. Kim?
I think this racist is better than the last. But the next racist will be a really good one.
Amazing opinion. Thank you, Kim. Continue.
That will be the...
That will be our lucky racist. How do you know there'll be a next racist? I like the previous racist better, actually. That will be our lucky racist. Sure, let's do that one.
He will grant us 3 wishes.
Amazing. Continue. We have
Your pedomorphic friend has quick wits.
It leads into expect.
A
Inspect.
protruding occiput and an indented zygomatic bone.
How about you stop inspecting our skeletons, you weirdo? Continue.
The lieutenant does not flinch.
No, I don't imagine he does. Continue.
You should keep him close. The congenital defect of farsightedness does not render him a complete invalid. He still has the use of his mind.
This is a terrible person. The racist mug is racist against Kim, pretty much. Or not Kim specifically, but, you know, against the people from Seoul. Why would I bring it up here, aside from that he's also racist? I could ask about his tattoos. I'm supposed to be asking about tattoos. I don't think he has the same kind as that other guy, but sure, let's talk about his tattoos.
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
He gestures towards the lorryman down the street. Okay. Sure.
Welcome to Revachol. You hear him yell at a redhead woman visiting the fritter nearby.
Yeah, that sounds about in character for him. Apparently that's all he does, is stands outside the frit and shouts at people he considers to be foreigners. Good for him. Continue.
He must think redheads are immigrants.
I mean, apparently he does think that, yes.
I am not like them.
Uh-huh.
I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt.
Okay, continue.
The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for example, could be a trait indicative of criminalism. Also, his earlobes could be smaller.
His earlobes could be smaller. Are you sure? I mean, that jaw is clearly an atavistic stigmata. Your earlobes are too big. You sure I'm not craniometrically superior to you? You're right, that's craniometric perfection. My race does not stand a chance. Say nothing. I mean, all I'm gonna... If I do visual calculus, if I do go ahead and insult his physiology, that's not gonna win me any points. But then again, what am I doing here? He's not gonna let me through no matter what, right? This does sound vaguely like the type of language he uses. In as much as I don't understand necessarily what I'm saying. I suppose we could try and go that route, but I don't think it's going to win me any points. Sure, whatever, let's do it.
That atavistic stigmata makes pussy say yes, plenty.
Please don't talk to me. Continue.
Babe, thanks.
The tattoos on his stone
But
face
I got this.
briefly form a smile. Apparently he's not going to really comment on that. Great. Great, lovely. So why are you not with the Hardy Boys, I suppose? Because they're racially inferior?
I am not the first line of defense. I am the last.
He looks towards the coast defiantly.
In addition, these so-called Hardy Boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degrading.
I mean, they're not too pleasant, but you did have to go with the effeminate clique of bodybuilders. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. Why does everything you have to say have to be reprehensible? Continue.
You pick up on something artificial in his tone, like he's putting on an act. This is unlike him. He is usually more himself.
I mean, fair enough, I suppose. But you're all part of the Union? There's more to it. What have you got against them? This is how I pursue the matter, huh? Yeah, that one. What have you got against them? I like that noise you made.
They have recently fallen under the influence of a possibly sexually perverted female vagrant and a narcotics peddler. It's shameful.
Great. Okay, who exactly do you mean?
Find out for yourself. Endomorphic blob.
Endomorphic blob. That's a new one. Okay, the female vagrant. He might be talking about the woman down by the dock. With the graffiti. Narcotics peddler. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, well anyway, find out for myself, endomorphic blob. Continue.
Interesting.
The lieutenant takes a quick note. That is interesting, isn't it? Do we do the stolen ID card? It's not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out, but I mean, at worst he'll take it from me and then that'll be the end of that particular route. I've been showing it to people I shouldn't show it to lately, and why don't we just do it again? Yeah!
The man looks at you, silent and unmoving. His eyes burrow into the remnants of your soul.
The remnants of my soul, specifically. Cool.
You are not Santiago. Santiago is not you. Even the phrenically impaired can see this.
I mean, I suppose that's true. Great. I can ask him about the mug. Why would I ask him about the mug? It's just because he's racist and the mug's racist. They're not even racist in the same direction, but...
He does not so much as glance at the object.
Know anything about this? This your kind of thing? Put this into the trash lately? That one.
Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it.
Honestly, me neither. Continue.
He had nothing to do with it.
Seems like it. Okay, so either we can take other avenues through the discussion topics we've already gone through, Or we have these two options. My brain did specifically mention that I don't have to accept his advanced race theory, but it's the only line of progression available to me at the moment. At the very least, I can put it on the list of things to think about. I genuinely don't think it's going to help is the thing. I don't think that just because I agree with him, because I start, like, sucking up to his ideas, that he's going to actually let me through to do the thing, you know? I bested him in craniometrics and I got a +1. Well, in any case, my physical instrument is terrible, so while there are things I could do to boost it, I don't think that it's something useful at the moment. For the moment, I'm going to leave. I'm not willing to go this particular route just yet. Bye. Okay, we got two things. We got a yellow, we got a purple. I wonder what they mean. Let's try yellow.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint.
Cool. Where's it coming from? Discard thought. Where's it coming from?
From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do.
Superstar law officers?
They squint at lights, and they solve shit.
Am I having another coppa trope or whatever? Actually, now that I hear superstar and law official in a sentence, they sound weird together. Yeah, that's me. I've been establishing my superstardom hard lately. I mean... Superstar law official. I'm going to go with this option just because I'm hesitant to go this way. They do sound weird together.
What are you, deaf? They're perfect, like rockstar politician and drug addict teacher.
Really?
Embrace the superstardom you've worked so hard to establish.
Interesting that rockstar politician is your first option here. Sure. Yeah, so I've got that same second option again, or you've got the wrong impression. I'm no superstar, I'm trash. So my options are just sort of crowbar this particular copotrope into place, or embrace the lack of self-esteem that I've been trying to vaguely fight against. I don't know. I guess I'm sorry, cop, so I'm not necessarily fighting against it, but sure, let's have the copotrope. Sure, I've been establishing my superstardom hard lately, but in that I mentioned it once to this man in front of me. Sure.
Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop.
Yeah.
Dick Mullen. Salam Rocky Baye. Badass on the edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera. Lights.
Action. Wait, what's that about? A ludicrous fantasy world? No, fuck you. Ludicrous fantasy world. Ludicrous... I can't speak, I'm sorry. I'm not sure why I thought to do this when I can't speak. Ludicrous fantasy world?
Yeah, you know. Beneath it is just heartbreak, a pulmonary tract infection, atherosclerotic disease. This is where you say action and reconceptualize all that. Reinvent it as the world's first celebrity police officer.
I see. I see. Just a self-reinvention. Try and get self-esteem from a fake facade. A fake facade. As opposed to all those other facades. Continue.
This is the beginning of your legend.
It says conceptualization. Fuck it, action. No, I'm too downbeat. I won't say those things anymore. Wave off the thought. Sure. Let's have a thought.
With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you, and you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It's on.
Oh boy. Apparently it's on. Go me. And... okay, so what's purple?
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
Is that what I'm doing now? You must be mistaken. I'm a real radical. That's me, Mr. Reasonable. Someone's got to keep it sane around here. This is because I keep saying none of the above to political stuff, isn't it? Discard thought. This one here, please.
It's also about that, but it's also more.
Is it?
Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin. but something tells you
Something tells me what?
it's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience.
First, where is this Kingdom of Conscience? No more talk. Sign me up for a passport. Opt in. No, I'm too fiery for this watercolor ideology. I'm trying to develop more extreme and interesting opinions. Opt out. Talk to me about the Kingdom of Conscience.
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
Uh-huh. And how do you bring about those circumstances? That's an honorable goal. Nod your head approvingly. That's a stupid goal. Shake your head dismissively. I mean, I don't have enough information yet to judge this as a goal. Kingdom of Conscience. How do you bring about the circumstances?
Incrementally.
That's not an answer. Continue.
History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. Too quickly.
Uh-huh. Continue.
That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually. Increment by increment.
I see. Dolores Day. Isn't that a person from, like, real-world history? Do I know what I'm talking about? Not necessarily. But what about all the things that are wrong now? Okay, but what's the Kingdom of Conscience actually like? This sounds mega boring. Count me out. This one. How about all the things that are wrong now?
Tisk tisk. Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of the future.
Uh-huh. Continue.
You may never live to see the Kingdom of Conscience. Your children may not. Even your grandchildren might not. But that's no excuse not to keep working.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Continue.
What rationality?
I suppose, yes.
What sang-froid?
Well, don't use words I don't know. I only know this word because it's the name of a video game that has werewolves in it, but I don't know what it actually means. Wait, is the Kingdom of Conscience really about doing things or just preserving the status quo? That's my concern as well. Yeah, let's pursue that line of thinking.
Do you believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed?
Answering a question with a question, I see. Chaos and bloodshed. I mean, I guess those are the two options that I have in front of me, aren't they? Have things stay exactly the way they are, or have everything devolve into chaos. That's genuinely all I've got. Meanwhile, Measurehead just cracking his neck, staring at the brim of my hat. Wondering what the heck I'm doing standing directly in front of him, having all these thoughts about other things. Yeah, I guess.
There you have it. Sometimes holding the line is progress.
I guess. Okay, but what's the Kingdom of Conscience actually like?
The kingdom is difficult to comprehend, and even more difficult to describe.
I notice you're having issues with it. Continue.
Partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The Kingdom of Conscience is post-capitalist, post-national.
Mm-hmm.
It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
I see. Sounds incredible. Allons-y. Let's go there right now. That seems fine. I still want to live for That seems fine. I still want to live for the present, though. Man, that sounds kind of terrible. I don't think I want to be a moralist anymore. There are things to be said for these kinds of goals, I guess, but I don't know that discarding the idea that progress can be made in the present is necessarily useful. But then again, generally speaking with these thoughts, what I've been doing is accepting the thought and discarding it later if I decide I don't like it. So, sure, I guess let's have this thought. Opt in.
Slow down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the part about compromising and taking things slow?
I was wondering if you'd have an issue with my attitude right there. All right, then let's get there eventually.
That's right. Remember, real democracy is just around the corner for Revachol. When that real democracy kicks in, a long time from now, we are all going to be so much happier.
I feel like that's not how it's going to work, but okay, and... Great. So I had some thoughts. Let's see. Some kind of superstar. First, let's make this absolutely clear. No one is saying you're an actual superstar in the groupies and cocaine riddled with hepatitis C strikes a Leonesque pose with a mic kind of way. You're not Guillaume de Leméon or Davy Dewis. No, you're a metaphorical superstar. You bring that rock and roll authenticity and passion to a line of work where people don't expect or want to see it. Where some would say it doesn't belong. Law enforcement. Oh boy. Oh boy. Kingdom of conscience. Heartache is powerful, but democracy is subtle. Incrementally, you begin to notice a change in the weather. When it snows, the flakes are softer when they stick to your worry-worn forehead. When it rains, the rain is warmer. Democracy is coming to the administrative region. The ideals of DeLorean humanism are reinstating themselves. How can they not? These are the ideas of the Coalition and the Moralist International. Those guys are signal blue. And they're not only good, they're also powerful. What will it be like once their nuanced plans have been realized? I don't feel good about anything I've done today. Nah, I'm leaving. I have no idea how to get Measurehead to move. Kim, I have no idea how to get Measurehead to move without accepting his racist ideologies. And I don't think that'll help either. Certainly I'm not going to be able to knock him out. See, these people are still shouting. Shouting. Always shouting. Is there anything else to see around here? No, not really. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get the dang corpse out of the fridge, alright? No, not that way. This way, please. This way, please. We gotta get that corpse out of here, because currently the quest to get these boots off is still kicking around in my quest log, and that's not going to happen, so let's just get it out of here. We gotta do it eventually, so why not now? How do I... There it is. This one. This door, please. Into the basement. Oh, right, it's dark down here. Hang on, I got something I can do about this. I got something I can do about that. Here we go. Pew! Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Oh, right, is this thing thawed yet? Hang on, let me have a look at it.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it, slowly melting.
Slowly melting indeed, if it's still just working on it. But I guess it is cold out, so it would make sense if it wouldn't melt too slowly. Turn the ice cream crank. I feel like I declined to do this earlier because I didn't want to destroy the delicate thing inside. Let me try opening the lid one more time.
You slip your fingers under the frozen... No.
Right, super pry bar.
If you want to try again, then you need...
Equip the pry bar.
Yeah. I don't have the correct pry bar, so I can't do the thing. All right, that's fine. The corpse, then. The corpse.
The bear's eyes are still glowing red. It's guarding over the freezing corpse hidden inside its belly.
Let's bag him, Kim. Take him away. The lieutenant takes the body away. You work alone for the rest of the day. Ah, shoot, of course. I didn't even really think about that. But he would have to, wouldn't he? He would have to. All right, well then before we do this, let me take another shot at... What check did I need to make in order to... Let's see, there's something in here. Backyard wall, hanged man, mirror. Central furnace, physical instrument. It's a physical instrument check. Okay. But it's not currently available, huh? Oh, but the warded door. The warded door, is that the one? Pain threshold challenging. Okay, alright, let's see here. So one option was shouting up in here, but I haven't increased my physical instrument, so it's not going to let me do it.
Cold dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Right. Leave. Okay. Now, while I could technically put on some clothing, which would increase my physical instrument, like so, that doesn't actually allow me... Oh, this is also. This is that one. I forgot that I had two options on that one. That's all that I have, huh? Apparently that's all I have in this particular department. Okay. I could drink the wine to increase my physique effects, but it's not a great idea, is it?
Thick layer of
Yeah.
coal.
Yelling hello into the furnace is not currently available to me because it went so poorly last time that I'm unwilling to try again. Okay, well, let's step upstairs then. Where is that? Is it the warded door? This here? Are you the warded door?
As before, an iron safety curtain curves before your eyes. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney.
It sure does.
This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. The voices probably came from here.
Oh, it's acting like I didn't say this before. I guess I probably didn't. Hello? I yelled, but it didn't work.
Again, your voice becomes a raspy croak mid-sentence. It's silent in the abandoned office building. No one answers you.
Clearly. Continue.
Sire, may we suggest something? Think of the yelling into the furnace as a grand performance. Use your chest voice, not your head voice.
Makes sense.
Sing from the diaphragm.
That is important. Yes, continue.
Perhaps it's not such a bad idea. Try it again, son.
Oh, hey, did that just unlock the option to do it again? Hey, all right, leave. Okay, sure. Back down we go. I just needed to come up here to really get myself in the right headspace to be able to take another shot at this. Well, that's okay with me. That's all right. I've thought about it, and I have an idea. The idea is shout better. So let's shout better.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace.
Sing from the
coloring
diaphragm.
it pitch black.
All right, yell hello into that furnace. Do it.
Something breaks loose in you.
Nice.
A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then,
Hello?
you hear a woman's voice answer. This is the police. Who's there? I summon the ghost of this doomed commercial area. Answer me, spirit. Hello, are you there? Speak to me. So they can hear me. And what's more, they don't seem particularly perturbed by the fact that this voice is coming from the furnace. Oh man, this is a good opportunity to be a weirdo. Okay. Do we just tell them what's up? Do I act like a weirdo, or do I be completely neutral in this matter? I do like being a weirdo, but it's not particularly helpful. I want to do it. I want to be the weirdo.
Hello? Did you say anything?
There's a pause.
Can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
Oh, great. Well, that was easier than I expected. Continue.
you hear a low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
Beautiful. Continue.
After you, officer.
Great. Thanks. The lieutenant nods, then points upstairs. Leave. Great. I feel like you could have just done that yourself, Kim. You're just waiting for me to have the right breakthrough, I guess. Well, that's fine. Maybe he's not much of a shouter. Come to think on it, he's probably not much of a shouter. Hey, look, it's open. And Kim's going in. Okay. Wait. For a second, I thought it was the gardener, but it's not, is it? I don't know. What's this? This tray is full of dice. Colorful polyhedral dice. Hundreds of them. Oh, are you the tabletop role-playing game person? The candy dispenser has been repurposed to contain thousands of dice. That's quite the collection you have there. All right, hello.
Hello, I'm Nia.
Novelty dice maker. A bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools with emerald light shining through her hair. She just has a similar head wrapping thing. And she's doing the lady with the pearl earring pose at me. Also, I thought it said that a bird-like woman sits on a throne of fools, which would have been amazing. Continue.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius.
She taps on her headphones. I see, that's fair. Continue.
So what kind of dye are you looking for?
I should probably put away this flashlight, huh? I didn't think about it. I didn't think it would be bright in here. It's very bright in here. What kind of die am I looking for? Am I looking for a die? Continue.
She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
I mean, that seems like probably a good idea, but she seems like she was probably distracted, and also she'd have to stand up in order to be able to see out the window? Hold on, what do you mean by Milius? You must have confused me with... must have me confused with someone else. I haven't knocked on your window. Why are you asking me about dice? Move on. Never mind, I'll be back later. Leave. Okay, tell me about the Milius.
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one.
Uh-huh.
That's why I have these.
She pats the headphones on the table. So you're actually managing the calls for that game that they came up with, are you? So it's still going. Well, that's unexpected. Continue.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I was so absorbed. I must have missed you knocking.
I guess so. I didn't knock on your window, though. You have me confused with someone else?
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance?
She blinks.
You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here.
Uh-huh.
Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
How are you expecting people to come and find you? How would you expect that I would know to ask you about dice? I have no idea who you even are. Why are you asking me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker.
She says.
Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
No. Continue?
Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
Sure, I like role-playing games and I need some dice. Maybe I'm not really sure why I'm here, honestly. No, I was looking for something else. Squint your eyes mysteriously. Answers. I'm not interested in buying dice right now. I'm a police officer and I need to ask some questions. I mean, I could ask for some dice for the role-playing game made by Fortress Accident. I do know about that. But I don't necessarily know if that's a dice-using game. Is there any reason I should pursue this matter? I don't know that I've got 6 real on me. I don't think I can buy a custom die. Anyway, I guess let's look for something else. Answers.
Answers? How strange. These days people only come to me for dice and role-playing games.
I mean, I get that impression. Continue.
I'm not sure how helpful I'll be, but go ahead and ask.
The walls around her are covered with rows of precious stones and minerals. Are they? Are they? I guess can't see it. I can see her tools. I guess she's been using the precious stones and minerals for the custom die. That makes sense. Continue.
It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shells like stalagmites.
That's pretty neat. Continue.
No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need.
Sure. How did you become a dice maker? Okay, I'd like to order a die from you. What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the whirling in rags? Hey, where are we anyway? What is this place? Look around the room. I'm gonna start with that one. What is this place?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
She looks at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls. Even though they've been repainted, there are still signs of coal-black soot here and there. It's true, we're inside a chimney. That's kind of the impression I got. Continue.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home.
You built this?
Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
I suppose it would be. Doesn't it get cold, though? Continue.
Creative.
The lieutenant looks around the spacious room, its ceiling fading into shadows above. I've heard this place is cursed. Did you know that people call it the doomed commercial area? Do you know what happened to other tenants? Everyone else is gone. I do want to talk to her about all these things. How did you become a dice maker?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition.
Makes sense, I suppose. Continue.
Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Okay, so now you have a specific custom business making these things. I don't know how you advertise it, though. Do you like role-playing games yourself?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
You get steady pay? You must be well known then. Huh, continue.
Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items.
I suppose that's probably true. Do you know what happened to the other tenants? Everyone else is gone.
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
She adjusts the yellow scarf that covers her hair. Continue.
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind.
I suppose that's true. Continue.
Rats scuttle in the dark rooms, under the abandoned blow dryers and dusty mannequins. Cobwebs cover rotors and radio computers alike. So much failure.
There's so many options here. There used to be a hair salon here, right? What happened to the gym? What's up with the broken windows? Did someone here make stuffed animals? I saw mounts lying around. I found creepy mannequins. What's with the rotor blades and skis? I found a strange machine. There was a terrifying taxidermied bear in the cellar. I found the building's intercom, but it's not working. Actually, I had other questions. That's a lot of options. My goodness. There used to be a hair salon here, right?
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. Continue.
A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad.
It's true. Continue.
It's not about the haircut. It's about the confidence.
And peer pressure. What's wrong with a bit of experimenting? The customers should have been more open-minded. I would never let anyone androgynous touch my hair, not even if my life depended on it. I guess I'm a simple man. I don't really have any opinions on hairstyles. Discard both options, huh? Experimenting's fine. Experimenting's great.
I guess it just wasn't the time yet.
She tucks a strand from hair under the headscarf. Oh, what happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym. It was Artemitep's boxing club. A community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
I see. And who was Artemitep? Maybe that's what Kuno needs, a community-centric boxing club. How did that community project work out? Judging from the kids I met so far, it didn't really work, did it? Tell me about Artemitep.
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
Zemsk. I feel like I've heard about people from Zemsk before, but I've heard a lot about a lot of things. Maybe that is what Kuno needs.
Kuno. Who's Kuno?
Her eyes narrow in the dim light. He's sort of the king around here. He's a little ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead bodies. Indeed, who is Kuno? Your guess is as good as mine. That's the problem. I want to see what she says to all these things. I love the idea of describing Kuno as a little ginger gremlin, but also this is a pretty good line, but not helpful. I'm gonna call him a ginger gremlin. I'm doing it.
Oh yes, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth?
Yup.
Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard.
She looks out the window. It's oddly quiet there at the moment. Well, he was squatting down, looking at the ground, regaining his momentum, I guess. Continue.
I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
That's probably true, but it might get him off speed anyway. How did that community project work out?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse.
Really?
At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
How would that rumor get started? Continue.
It's not really full of that. No one would store their drugs like that.
That doesn't seem likely, does it? Continue.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
Fair enough, I suppose. What's up with the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess.
She sighs.
There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right?
I think I see where this is going. Continue.
Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milias.
Wow.
Who would have guessed?
Wow. I didn't know where this was going. Continue.
What's the snuff milia?
I think I know roughly what it is. Encyclopedia. I don't know if you need to know what that is. Continue.
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Cool, very cool about the debris, but what's a snuff milieu? It's a shame about those windows. I'm not even going to ask about that milieu. I pronounce it differently each time, but I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but let's go ahead and pursue it. Get knowledge, right? Gain knowledge.
It's a Sub Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims.
Yeah.
Some people pay good money to get off on it.
Great. Wow, you're very matter-of-fact about these things, aren't you? Continue.
Nothing changes in her tone as she says that, as if it's just another piece of information to lay out for the world.
Yeah, she seems to be very detached from everything that isn't her work. Continue.
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
The lieutenant turns to you. Yeah, apparently not. Continue.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
Then she lets the thought go. Did someone around here make stuffed animals? I saw mounts lying around.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
Fair enough, I guess. Continue.
Anything else?
That's all there is to say about it. I found some creepy mannequins.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
Insect rights activists? What in the name of... I didn't know insects had any rights or activists. That one.
Yeah, the atelier didn't know it either. They produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings.
Okay. Alright, continue.
And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident.
Do I know
the
that?
Activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket.
That would do it.
And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
I'm glad that someone took care of the little guys. I like insects, nod, but insects don't have any brains or feelings. They got what they deserved. Making clothes out of beetle wings is a terrible idea. I mean, I like insects, sure.
Really?
She looks at the windowsill.
Anyway.
She looks at a windowsill where a dead fly is lying on its back, legs curled up in a bow tie. So what's with the rotor blades and skis?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money.
She rests her chin on her hand with an impish smile. What's the name for this particular? There's a word for this. There's a word for this. And I can't think of it, but I know it. When you just... Embezzling! Embezzling, that's the one. Anyway, continue.
Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula, or Tiumotiri, or Hashtkor, or wherever he is.
Interesting. What do these transmissions say? That's illegal, running off with company's money like that. Why hasn't he been arrested? What do the transmissions say?
The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Her smile widens before she sees the lieutenant face behind you. Okay?
Men like that are a curse.
The lieutenant is stern. Continue.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47.
Right, okay, continue.
I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
I guess not, sure, continue.
They were just props. Why return them?
I suppose, continue.
Maybe you could make a sword out of one. No, wait, forget it. It would take too long.
Making a sword out of a ski? Is that okay, sure, listen. I found a strange machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
She closes her eyes as some remnant of a memory lights up her face.
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral.
Wirral? Continue?
They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
Ah, sure, understood. What do you mean liberal? What happened?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
Okay, so the whole Wirral thing is in fact dead at this point. What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
She looks at the hallway as if she can still hear them chit-chat behind the curtains on a cigarette break. Continue.
They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
No kidding. Continue.
She sounds almost mocking when she says that.
From what I've seen so far, the project did look quite impressive. Really, they must have been on a gigantic ego trip. Almost mocking. It's unusual for her to express much of an opinion about this sort of thing, isn't it? Well, I guess I've only known her for a few minutes. I mean, it was impressive in terms of scale, but Grand Quest, huh? I mean, it was a neat idea, but I'm going to go with the second one just because it sounds like she's almost mocking when she says that, as my drama brain pointed out.
That's what I thought. Because when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep up new businesses and so on.
Sure, I see. Continue.
In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic. And to show up to work on time.
Yeah, that too, huh? Well, showing up to work on time is incredibly hard. That's too bad. I would have supported them. The project looked great. You're right. They should have just tried harder. They had everything needed. They have everything they needed to succeed. I mean... Showing up to work on time. I have a suspicion that I do have difficulty with that, but that may partially be my, alcoholism talking. It is too bad, though. I'm going to go with it's too bad.
Not the wisest decision. You would have lost all your savings.
She tosses a pair of dice on the table. One of them stops near the edge of the metallic desk. I mean, fair point. Continue.
The result is 1 on a 20-sided die.
Are you... I don't know how to word it. This entire encounter, she feels like something supernatural, doesn't she? She feels like she's somehow separate from human reality. I don't know. Anyway, continue.
Anything else?
There was a terrifying taxidermied bear in the cellar.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here.
She smiles and leans closer, hands on her knees, like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a story.
The place was owned by 2 guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
I would love to. Continue?
Indeed. What were the other ideas?
All right, what were the other ideas? I don't care about their other ideas. I just want to hear about the bear. Did the bear work? No, I want to hear about the other ideas.
There was really just one. And it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth.
I feel like that would add up pretty quick, but it depends on what your budget is, I suppose. Continue.
And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
She leans back, disapproving. Yeah, okay.
Fritta does the same thing.
I mean, they do. I know a girl just like that. She works in Fritta as a cashier, and she's not particularly friendly. What do they expect? 20 cents per hour is dog's pay. Yeah, I mean that. I'm surprised they showed up to work at all. That's an award-winning idea. How else do you choose people around you? I don't have an opinion on employing teens. I just want to know, did it work out for business? 1 and 2. I want to do both of these, but I can't do both of these, can I? Well, Reaction Speed had thoughts on the matter. Let's go with Reaction Speed.
Employing silky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they always come in packs. I'm talking about acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the shop. At least that's what happened with Revachol ICT.
That's a little judgy, isn't it? Continue.
And they already had the bear.
She closes her eyes as if remembering something painful. What about the bear? It didn't work out. What about the bear? What about the bear?
The bear.
She repeats, pressing thumbs into her temples like trying to suppress a headache. It didn't work out?
Of course not. The bear was terrifying.
It is, yes.
No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted.
I hope the body's okay. Continue.
Eventually, Revachol ICT lost the price war to its rival, Class A 5000. Class A 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
Nod solemnly. It's the market doing its job. I'm sure the bear was doing its best. The bear was scary. Every time I saw that bear, I felt scared, like it could have become alive any moment now. I mean, it is scary. However, I'm sure the bear was doing its best.
Maybe, because the taxidermist who made that bear definitely wasn't. Doing his best, I mean.
Is that so? How come?
He said that the bear was his vision beast.
Vision beast?
He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. coded Megatherian.
High on desiccants. That seems dangerous, doesn't it? I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. Continue. Megatherian.
Sounds cool.
Megatherian. What's a vision beast? Very cool, but I don't want to hear about bears anymore. Let's move on. Vision beast. Megatherian. Megatherian?
Megatherian. A mega wild beast.
Nods the dice maker. What's a mega wild beast?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life.
Uh-huh.
By telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
I don't do drugs. I do drugs. I've got a vision beast myself. I don't have a comment on drugs. At the moment, I don't do drugs. Aside from the ones that keep me alive, if absolutely necessary. But I did do drugs. I used to do drugs. I might do them again if I have to, but I'm trying not to. Do I have a vision beast, though? Do I have a vision beast? I don't know that I have. That's the most interesting option here, certainly. And if I say that I don't do drugs, he's probably just going to point out my nose like everybody else. I'm curious what my vision beast is. I'm curious.
Do you? Well, good luck keeping it under control.
The dice maker raises an eyebrow. Continue.
Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
She seems almost sad finishing the story. Some dust beams swirl in the afternoon air. Her eyes follow it idly.
Little sparkling embers under the window.
Yeah? Continue.
Outside it's light. Light scatters from the low-hanging cloud cover. There's always the threat of snow.
Yeah, I suppose. Continue.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time.
It seems like it. It seems like you've been here longer than is actually possible. I found the building's intercom, but it's not working.
Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me.
She rubs her forehead. Her scarf has left a faint line on her dusky skin. I don't know if I did. Continue.
I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
So you're telling me that you have a doorbell there? Which one? I have a few more questions about the building. Yeah, that one. Which one?
The one with an empty name card. It's the last one in the list. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet.
That would make sense. I have a few more questions about the building. I'm not sure I do, though.
Sure, I'm listening.
I have more questions about the intercom. Do I? Do I? Let's hear them.
I'm pretty sure it still doesn't work.
Oh, no, there's nothing else.
Sure. What do you want to know?
Nothing.
Sure, I'm listening.
I had other questions.
Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
Let's see here. Right, the place is cursed. Did you know that people called it the Doom commercial area? I'm sure you do know this. You, of anyone, definitely know this, but let's go ahead and bring it up.
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
She nods as the wind howls in from the furnace shaft above. Wait, how do you explain what happened to all those companies yet? Plaisance is the one who sent me. She's convinced that the place is swarming with malicious energies. I mean, that is true. Theoretically, that's the thing I'm supposed to be resolving.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady?
Yep.
I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
She raises her brows. Plaisance is a wise woman. She has Seminese trinkets protecting her against the curse. Actually, the bookstore isn't doing that well. There are hardly any customers, and she has to exploit her own daughter to keep the company going. The curse is just biding its time before it strikes again. Sooner or later, everyone will fail, even her. I don't know why the bookstore hasn't gone bankrupt yet. That's what I'm here to investigate. I mean, she does... So, pro-Seminese trinkets, anti-exploitation of daughters, pro-curse... just trying to find out how it's possibly still alive. I don't know how well it's doing. Certainly it seems to be doing well enough for a bookstore. I don't know. But I did convince her to bring her daughter in from outside, so that's something?
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
Do they? Hold on, the Whirling is part of the Doom commercial area? Yes, but it's still a separate building. The malicious energies can't reach there. No, the Whirling isn't doing well either. Its waitress just took off and customers have trouble paying bills. So you're talking about yourself. You're right, the Whirling doesn't really look like it's cursed. I mean, is the Whirling part of the Doom commercial area?
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the east of the Commerce Central project.
I suppose. I kind of want to say this, even though I'm not sure that the Whirling's actually doing that poorly. It does seem like it's got a regular customer base. Doesn't really look like it's cursed, though, does it? Come right down to it. Yeah.
And then there is me.
She sighs, looking at her messy work table. All kinds of tools lie there scattered, from knives to carving files to wire cutters.
I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
I mean, you do have a point there. You do have a point. Continue.
Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
Woo the curse? Plaisance thinks it's because you're the source of it, a malignant entity. It's because you're competent and dedicated to your craft. The curse doesn't affect people like you. The curse will get to you, have no doubt about it. It just doesn't care about earthly time frames. I'll be the first to admit there are many inconsistencies in this so-called curse. I mean, Plaisance does think that you're a ghost. This is true. I just don't know if I necessarily want to bring that up with you. You seem chill. How do you want to approach it? Does it matter? Plaisance does think that you're the source of the curse. I'm gonna go ahead and mention it.
Malignant entity? What does that even mean?
Dice Maker laughs.
Some kind of sorceress? What about you, officer? Do you think I'm the malignant entity?
I think it still might be you that's causing this. Narrow your eyes, very mysteriously. I'm starting to see that there's no curse, only business decisions and natural market fluctuations. Honestly, I'm still not sure. This world is a puzzling place. I'm gonna go with this one. It doesn't seem like there is a curse to begin with.
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring.
She pinches the root of her nose. Continue.
But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
Continue.
That's all she has to say on the subject. She's been thorough and truthful, as far as we can see.
Shiver's legendary 14. Why hasn't her business failed? Huh. Huh. Okay. Sure. Let's try it.
You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here.
Start taking off your clothes. You need to connect. Leave it at that. I think I don't need to take my clothes off in the middle of talking to this. I don't know. No, leave it at that.
She has begun to idly clean one of her carving tools with a dirty kerchief. The tool's sharp edge shining in the light of her desk lamp.
Okay, so here's the thing. I do want to talk to her about the man who was lynched behind the Whirling in Rags. And I would like to pursue the matter of if you can order a die from him and a die from her and what form that takes. But I also have to absolutely stop this episode right now because I have a policy and also I'm recording this incredibly last minute. So we're going to leave off right here for right now. But I'm going to talk to her more at the beginning of next session. You better believe that. Anyway, cool. So this is a weird place to leave off. But again, that's just kind of how it's going to have to be when I'm doing these episodes. They're going to have to leave off at weird times sometimes. And this is one of them. I tried to find a good break point. It's the best I could do. I hope it was good enough. And I hope you had a good time. So thank you for watching. And I will see you next time.